Good morning, students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning, ma. In previous class, we have seen up to Newland's law of octaves. I hope you are clear about previous class. From Newland's law of octaves, what is the main point we will get? Periodicity is the term. Periodicity is the term obtained from Newland's law of octaves. By the repetition of properties only, we are able to classify the elements in an easy way. And we can study the elements in an easy way. Is it okay? Now in today's class, we will see with next classification. Depending on this basic property atomic weight and periodicity, by considering periodicity term, we are going to see next classification. Next classification was given by two scientists at a time. In the same year, two scientists proposed two classifications. Those two scientists were Lothar Meyer and Mendeleev. Okay, Mendeleev is from Russia and Lothar Meyer is from Europe. Unknowingly, two scientists, they gave two different classifications. Two different means separately they have undergone with research and they have given. First, I will consider Lothar Meyer classification. Lothar Meyer considered the classification in the form of graph. Lothar Meyer considered the classification in the form of graph. That is the main drawback coming to Lothar Meyer. Okay, next, second one. Lothar Meyer considered only physical properties. He arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, but he mainly concentrated on physical properties only. Lothar Meyer said that when we arrange the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, he found that physical properties were repeated. His research was concentrated on only physical properties. He did not concentrate on chemical properties. That is second. First one is in the form of graph. Generally, in the form of graph, it is slightly difficult to understand. For more scholars, they can understand. For a general people to study, it is not that much easy. Is it correct or not? That is the first main thing. Lothar Meyer's drawback. And he considered only physical properties. He did not consider chemical properties. Depending on these things, we can give the statement for Lothar Meyer, that is Lothar Meyer's classification statement. Physical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Physical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Before going to this one, I forgot. Lothar Meyer's drawbacks Newland's drawbacks we did not consider. In previous class, we have seen that periodicity is the term obtained from Newland's law of octaves. Is it correct? But Newland's law of octaves classified the elements up to 20 elements only. He classified the elements, Newland's law of octaves. He classified the elements up to calcium only, 20 elements, up to 20 elements. Further, he could not classify because he did not observe repetition of properties after calcium. So it is not good up to total number of elements. It is good up to 20 elements only. This is the major drawback of Newland's law of octaves. But we got one point that periodicity is the term obtained from Newland's law of octaves. That is okay. Depending on this, next classification was given by two scientists, Lothar-Meyer and Mendeleev. Lothar-Meyer classification he gave in the form of graph, and he considered only physical properties. Finally, statement for Lothar-Meyer classification is physical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. But main drawback is he considered in the form of graph. And one more thing, he considered only physical properties. That's why this model is kept aside. This is also not a successful classification. Next classification was given by Mendeleev. Mendeleev's classification of elements, periodic classification. Mendeleev gave the classification in the form of table. In the form of table means it is easy for common people also to understand. Is it correct? So here itself he succeeded. In the form of table, he gave the classification. And not only physical properties, he considered both physical and chemical properties. Mendeleev classified the elements by considering both physical and chemical properties. That's why this is the successful classification. We can say that Mendeleev's classification is the first successful classification. In periodic classification, Mendeleev's periodic classification is the first successful classification in periodic classification. Mainly, he considered in the form of table. Both physical and chemical properties were given by, both were considered by Mendeleev's classification. That is the main thing. Is it okay, ma? Now, at the time of Mendeleev's classification, 63 elements were there. At the time of Mendeleev's classification, 63 elements were known. He classified the 63 elements into tabular column, in which tabular column contains horizontal rows and vertical columns. He named the horizontal rows as periods and vertical columns as groups. Now onwards, we will see, if you take this as the tabular column, these are called horizontal rows. These horizontal rows are called periods, and these are called groups. Like that he classified. Mendeleev's classification is the first successful classification. At the time of Mendeleev, 63 elements were known. He classified the elements into tabular column. Tabular column means definitely it contains horizontal rows and vertical columns. He said that horizontal rows are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. Okay, next. Now we are going to study about Mendeleev. First, before going to that one, I need to give the statement for Mendeleev's classification. Statement is, Physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. Physical and chemical properties of elements are the periodic functions of their atomic weights. This is the statement related to Mendeleev's classification. He considered both physical and chemical properties, okay, and he found that he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. He found both physical and chemical properties of elements were repeated. Okay, ma? Now we will see the points from Mendeleev's classification. According to Mendeleev's classification, we have 7 periods. 8 groups. 8 groups were given by Roman numbers 1 to 8. 8 groups were represented by Roman numbers 1 to 8. Next one. Each group is subdivided into 2 subgroups, A and B. So, first group is subdivided into 1A and 1B. Second group is also subdivided into 2A and 2B. Same third group, 3A and 3B. Six A, 6B, 7A, 7B. Eighth group is not subdivided. Eighth group is not divided into A and B. It is kept as one group only. It contains 3 groups, but all the 3 groups are under the name eighth only, like iron, cobalt, nickel. I will show in the diagram, but before that, just have an idea about periods and groups. According to Mendeleev's classification, 7 periods are there, 7 horizontal rows are there, 8 vertical columns, 8 groups are there. 8 groups were numbered as 1 to 8 by using Roman numbers. 1 to 8 by using Roman numbers. First group is divided into subgroups, like that 7 groups were divided into subgroups, A and B. 1A, 1B, 2A, 2B, like that. Up to 7 groups, they were classified into subgroups A and B. But 8th group alone, it was not divided, and all the 8th group contains 3 vertical columns. Under 8th group, 3 vertical columns are there. All the 3 vertical columns are under the name of 8th only. It is not divided because their properties are almost like similar only. That's why he did not classify the 3 groups further. He kept under the name 8th group only. Is it okay, ma? Now, we will see once Mendeleev's classification diagram. After that, what are the successful things and all these things we will see for Mendeleev's classification. Observe periodic system of the elements in groups and series. groups of elements. Actually, zero group at the time of initial stage, at the time of initial stage of Mendeleev, this was not there. Inert gases were not discovered. Modified Mendeleev's classification is there. Again, Mendeleev only he introduced this zero group: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon. Initially, at the time of Mendeleev's initial classification, inert gases were not there. I hope you are getting my point. That's why he did not keep zero group initially. Under the heading Mendeleev's modified classification, he kept again same classification along with zero group also. Now coming with groups, see how many groups we have? 8 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. See, under 8th group, we have 3 subgroups. They are not classified, under 8 only totally. See, remaining all contains one row, one vertical column only, but here 3 vertical columns are there. Iron, cobalt, nickel, for example, I wrote there iron, cobalt, nickel. Ruthenium, rhodium, palladium. Osmium, iridium, platinum. Okay, these are all kept under one group only, 8th group. Next, I told A and B, 1A and 1B. Hydrogen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. These are all coming under 1A only. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. These are all kept under 1A. Copper, silver, gold. These are all kept under B, 1B. 1A, 1B. Lithium, sodium, rubidium, cesium. These are all showing properties 1. Lithium, sodium. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. These will show properties same. Copper, silver, gold. They are similar. So, copper, silver, gold, 1B. These are all 1A. Next. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium. These are all 2A. Zinc, cadmium, mercury, 2B. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium, thallium. These are all 3A. Scandium, yttrium, lanthanum, ytterbium. These are all 3B. Carbon, silicon, germanium, tin, lead. These are all 3A. 4A. 4A. Titanium, zirconium, cerium, thorium. These are all 4B. Like that, every group 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all subdivided into A and B groups. Sir, how can we remember like that? This classification, no need to remember. Even for NEET also, no need to remember. Mainly we have to understand the concept. He made the groups, vertical columns into, every vertical column into 2 groups, A and B. Those are like that enough. These for complete elements you will get idea in long form of periodic table. Okay, even though this is first successful classification, some drawbacks are there in Mendeleev's classification. Those drawbacks we will discuss. After that we will move to next concept. Before that, first, what is this classification? I am going to explain for you. Mendeleev made elements in the increasing order of the atomic weights only. Hydrogen, observe lithium 7, beryllium 9, boron 11, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, oxygen 16, fluorine 19, sodium 23, magnesium 24, aluminum 27. Like that, he arranged the elements in the increasing order of the atomic weights only. Okay, but he found that periodicity: lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Sir, why he kept copper and silver? Why did he keep copper and silver in first group only? Like that, you can ask a question. Zinc, cadmium, why did he kept? Why did he keep zinc, cadmium, mercury in second group? These characteristics are slightly different, but even that's why only he made 2A and 2B na, zinc, cadmium, mercury 2B. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium, radium, these are all 2A. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, these are all 1A. Copper, silver, gold, 1B. Like that, he may, even though he made, it is remained as drawback. In the drawbacks, I will say once again. Okay, and eighth group completely he kept as three vertical columns. He made into eighth group only because these properties iron, cobalt, nickel, three properties, elements properties are almost similar. Ruthenium, rhodium, palladium also, and osmium, iridium, platinum also, almost they are showing similar properties. That's why he did not make further classification of eighth group. Okay, but the success thing is he considered both physical and chemical properties. And one more thing, at the time of Mendeleev's classification, scandium element was not discovered. Scandium element was not discovered. Is it correct? Is it correct meaning you don't know? It was not discovered, ma. Scandium element was not discovered. But what is the greatness of this Mendeleev? Now you will come to know. See, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine. The greatness of this Mendeleev's classification is, without knowing the elements also, he gave the almost every information of that element. How it is possible? That is also because of periodicity only. Let us consider, he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, sodium, magnesium, aluminum, silicon, phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine, potassium, calcium. Observe, after calcium, the element was actually, it was not discovered at that time. Nowadays it is called scandium. It was not there. But how does he know it was not there? And we have to go to next element, titanium. Titanium he did not keep here, he kept here. Because lithium atomic weight is 7, beryllium 9, boron 11, carbon 12, nitrogen 14, 16, 18, 23, 24, 27, 28, 31, 32, 35.5, potassium 39, 40. Observe here, 7, 9, difference 2, 9, 11, difference 2, 11, 12, difference 1. Everywhere, hardly difference will be 1 or 2 or 3 only. Is it correct? But after calcium, he observed titanium. Atomic weight of titanium is 48. Calcium atomic weight is 40. Atomic weight of titanium is 48. He got the doubt. Between calcium and titanium, the element was not known. Actually, he doesn't know whether it is existed or not. But he observed that calcium atomic weight is 40. He observed that calcium atomic weight is 40 and titanium atomic weight is 48. 40 to 48 difference is high. 8 units difference is there. Is it correct or not? Till that, he arranged the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights. Immediate element difference is not that much. 7 to 9, 9 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 14, 14 to 16, 16 to 18. Everywhere hardly it will be 1, 2, 3 difference only. Correct, ma? But from calcium to titanium, he found that 8 difference. Then he observed that in between calcium and titanium, definitely one element will be there, which contains atomic weight in between calcium and titanium. And he estimated that element as Ika boron because that group is started with boron. Ika means same, and he gave the name, unknown element name as Ika boron. That means if the element is existed, it will show the properties like boron. Like that he thought, and he gave the name as Ika boron. Nowadays that is called scandium. How did he get the idea? Sudden increase in atomic weight. I think you will also get the doubt. 40 to 48, definitely something is there. Between calcium and titanium, one more element. And even one more thing, titanium is not at all showing the properties of this group. Titanium is somewhat showing the characteristics of this one. Then he observed finally, and he kept the gap here and he gave the name for that gap as Ika boron. Nowadays, Ika boron is called scandium. Like that, two more elements were unknowingly he kept. See, Ika aluminium predicted means he imagined one element as Ika aluminium. Nowadays it is called gallium. After finding that one, atomic weight of Ika aluminium he gave it as 68. It is 70, approximately same. Density 5.9 he gave. Gallium 5.94. Melting point low. Okay. 302. He didn't give correctly. Low he gave 302.93. Formula of oxide E2O3 he gave. Ika aluminium he kept E2O3. After finding the gallium, we observed that gallium oxide is Ga2O3. Showing similarity na. Formula of chloride ECl3, he found that after finding that gallium, it is GaCl3. Almost all the properties he gave, they are matched with element after finding that one. Without knowing the element, he is able to give the information about one element is that greatness of Mendeleev. And one more thing, that greatness depends on periodicity only. Already I told, without periodicity, simply we will arrange the elements in the increasing order only. In between calcium and titanium, one element like that, we will not get doubt. Is it correct or not? That is the greatness of periodicity, and even his greatness is without knowing the elements, he gave the complete information. And one more element is Ika silicon, predicted. Means he kept one gap, Ika silicon, and nowadays it is called germanium. Ika silicon, he gave the predicted values. Atomic weight is 72, germanium 72.6. Density 5.5, germanium 5.36. Melting point high, 1231, high on. Formula of oxide, EO2. And after finding that germanium oxide is GeO2. Formula of chloride ECl4, GeCl4. See, this is the information given by Menleaf, and after finding that element, this is the information. Both are already almost matched. Is it clear, man? Now once we will see. So the greatness of Mendeley's classification is, without knowing the elements itself, he is able to give the information. Properties of the elements are a period functions of their atomic weights. Mendeleev arranged elements in horizontal rows and vertical columns in order of their increasing atomic weights in such a way that the elements with similar properties occupied the same vertical column or group. Mendeleev's system of classifying elements was more elaborate than that of Lothar Mayer's. He fully recognized the significance of periodicity and used broader range of physical and chemical properties. Both Mendeleev classified depending on both physical and chemical properties. In particular, Mendeleev relied the similarities in the empirical formulas and properties of the compounds formed by the elements. He realized that some of the elements did not fit in with his scheme of classification if the order of atomic weight was strictly followed. That's why only I told he ignored the order of atomic weights, thinking that the atomic measurements might be incorrect, and placed the elements with similar properties together. For example, iodine with lower atomic weight than that of tellurium, group 6, was placed in group 7. Actually, iodine must be tellurium must be kept in group 7 according to atomic weight order, but he kept tellurium in group 6. Next, iodine must be kept in group 6, but he kept in group 7 along with fluorine, because iodine is showing more similarities with fluorine, chlorine, bromine. That's why he kept in that group, because of similarities in properties. At the same time, keeping his primary aim of arranging the elements of similar properties in the same group, he proposed that some of the elements were still undiscovered. These are only till now I discussed with you, and therefore left several gaps in the table. For example, both gallium and germanium were unknown at the time. Before coming here, once again, iodine was kept in group 7, but according to atomic weight, it should be kept in tellurium group. But he kept in group 7 because it is showing the properties of fluorine, chlorine, bromine. Meaning of this one, sometimes he did not arrange the elements in the increasing order of their atomic weights, because by considering their properties, if they are able to show similar properties, even though atomic weights exactly they are not matched in increasing order, he kept. That is the proof for this one. Iodine is kept in 7th group because fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they are showing some similar properties. That is the meaning here. Now, Mendeleev published his periodic table. He left the gap under aluminium and a gap under silicon also, and called these elements Ica aluminum and Ica silicon. In the same way, scandium is called Ica boron. Mendeleev predicted not only the existence of gallium and germanium, but also described some of their general physical properties. These elements were discovered later. Some of the properties predicted by Mendeleev for these elements and those found experimentally are listed in table 3.3. Till now we have seen the table 3.3 only. The boldness of Mendeleev's quantitative predictions and their eventual success made him and his periodic table famous. That's why this is called first successful classification. Mendeleev's periodic table published in 1905 in shown figure 3.1. This is the figure, and this is about Mendeleev's classification. First successful classification. Without knowing the elements also, he has given the information about those elements. Is it okay, ma? And one more thing, he classified the elements in the form of tabular column. classified the elements in the form of tabular column. Tabular column, general people also they felt easy. The tabular column contains both horizontal rows and vertical columns. Okay. Horizontal rows are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. He made further groups into subgroups A and B except eighth group. These are the informations given by Mendeleev. Okay, and why it is successful also we told. He considered both physical and chemical properties. Okay, now this is about today's class, ma. And in next class we will see what are the drawbacks of Mendeleev's classification. What are those drawbacks? And depending on that, what about the next periodic classification that is called modern periodic table or long form of periodic table? That one we will consider in next class. In today's class, we have seen about Mendeleev's classification. Parallelly, Lothar Meyer also has given the classification, but Lothar Meyer classification is failed because he considered the classification in the form of graph and he considered only physical properties. Okay, that is about today's class. I hope you are clear. Definitely. Okay. If you have any doubts, you can ask me, over phone or WhatsApp. Daily I will say like this because any sort of doubts, don't hesitate. Please ask me and clarify. That is about today's class. Thank you. Thank you all. Have a nice day.